On the same, the International Commission of Jurists has called on the political class to embrace mediation, to foster and promote dialogue in order to address divergent political positions. ICJ Kenyan Section Chairperson Protas Saende want that the events witnessed in the country on the 20th and 27th of March 2023, which witnessed pockets of violence that saw the loss of lives and wanton destruction of private property, clawing back constitutional gains.
Following Monday's protests that witnessed the loss of 3 lives and destruction of property, the International Commission of Jurists want political class to desist from inciting the public, which it says could polarize the country. The ICJ Kenya also warned that plans by the government to revise provision within the Public Order Management Act are unlawful, as it undermines peaceful assembly.
Political violence and impunity culture should not be allowed to take root. Our Constitution's rule of law must remain supreme as the avenue to resolve our differences.
People that have the money to buy new iron sheets, have money to buy timber, and within whatever period, less than 24 hours, they have put up structures. That says a lot about what needs to be done, and it must be done urgently, or else we will be back on the same path we were 15 years ago.
This is the Kenyan National Commission on Human Rights is calling on the Independent Policing Oversight Authority to investigate the shooting and killing of 3 people during protests in Nairobi and Kisumu County. The human rights body also called on the police to uphold and respect the provisions of Article 37 of the Constitution, even as it challenges the opposition to ensure their demonstrations are peaceful.
We have confirmed reports so far of 3 deaths, 2 in Kisumu town, 1 in Maseno. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights is investigating other reported incidences of deaths. Every life is sacrosanct, and no person should lose his or her life during such incidences.
In Mombasa County, the Coast Civil Society Network has called on the government to uphold the rule of law. Speaking in Mombasa town, the Coast Civil Society Network, led by Muhuri Rapid Response Officer Francis Auma, condemned what they termed as excessive use of force by police against peaceful demonstrators.
Kuna wanasiasa ambao wanatoa cheche za moto, siasa za uzi sindano, za kushona na kufumua, wanajipiga kifua. Sisi kama watetezi wa haki za binadamu tunawaambia waache masuala hayo. Lazima watu wazungumze, na watu ni haki yao, tunarudia, waandamane kikatiba na bila kuvunja sheria.
Similar calls were made by a cross-section of young leaders calling on Kenyans to shun the anti-government demonstrations and instead focus on building the nation's economy.
We are calling for peace and harmony during these trying times. It is time for us to put aside our differences and come together as one to build a better Kenya for ourselves and the future generation.
The Kikuyu Council of Elders Association has also condemned the violence and destruction of property witnessed in parts of the country during the opposition-led anti-government protests.
The attempt to take over and subdivide the land is a discouraging signal to any investor, both local and foreign, in this country. It sets a precedent in the history of Kenya and misguides our youth that it is right to take by force anything from anyone.
Ben Chumba, Prime Edition.